I feel like whenever I done the first one, I could figure it out really easy.
I don't know. You probably know more about this live stuff than I do. Let's see here. I have no clue, man.
That's I'm gonna try to put this one on YouTube. So
Okay.
yeah, I was trying to. If I mess with it too much, I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah. Heard you cranking that wailing as soon as you started too, man. I like that.
Oh, let's see. What's that
Now,
look like?
now I'm bigger on my side, but you're smaller.
Okay, let's see. Hmm. I don't know.
Hey Jeff, you remember whenever the all-time series was 27-11? You remember in 2021 whenever we beat you guys 45-20 in Knoxville? I don't know if you remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You won one game, dude. Like you was ready to fire Beamer before he pulled that off.
Yeah, they'll be ready to fire him by about week 6 next year, man. So we'll just wait on it.
I don't know. I'll have to try to figure it out another time. Do we have a reason to panic? That's one of the questions we're gonna talk about that I've got wrote down. Austin Smith's Rocky Top. That's right, baby. Do we have a reason to panic? We're good in every sport, Jeff. Get it right. Yeah, I don't know if Zach will be joining us or not. I asked him, and he said that he's not sure if he'll have um, time or not. So, no, he got NIL deal and stayed. Who y'all? Oh, Jalen Wright. Yeah. I think that was the whole reason that he kind of. We talked about a little bit about that last week. I think that was the whole reason that he kind of threatened to leave was just to get paid. Go Vols, baby! I agree. What do you want to get? We're going to do a giveaway too today. We're going to give away a pretty good stack of football cards, NFL cards, and then we're going to give away a big Vols decal. So, Wright is the best back right now, better than Small. I agree. Jabari Small did play with a torn labrum pretty much all season, though. So, got to take a little bit of that into accountability. Jabari is strong. Yeah, he is strong. I wish. Obviously, Josh Heupel knows a whole lot more than I do. I like Sampson too, but I wish they would just use Jabari Small for short yardage. Personally, um, I like Sampson a lot because he don't hesitate, man. He hits the hole hard. Thanks for the follow. I'm not been on here at all, but whenever I went to go live, there was like 300 something notifications. They're freaking out, man. If I don't think we'll be as strong this year, but I think 24 is going to be crazy. I was feeling like that until I seen the bowl game. Both Wright and Sampson hit the whole hard. Yeah, I mean both of them do, but Wright he does kind of dance a little bit more. But I mean it's not a bad thing, but just certain situations. Get out of here with the Go Cats. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Dude, I can close out my app for 5 minutes and I come back and I have like 55 notifications.
Yeah, it's awful, dude. Like, it's hilarious though. Like, I mean that's my goal, right? Just helping your boy out with commenting.
Yep.
um, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, basically, me and Justin's just been making a list of just top 10, whatever top 10 uniforms, top 10 helmets, and no matter what, like we put Georgia last, and then we put Tennessee first. Like, and they're just so fired up, man.
But I mean, I appreciate Keep them coming.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's funny. I've gained like 500 followers in 2 days from it. I think it's funny. The guy from Oregon is going to get Joe a trophy. Yeah, man, he's going to be good. He's going to be really good. And that receiver, I cannot believe I just lost his name. Who's the Nathan
Laycock.
Laycock? He moved up like 500 and something spots in the rankings for top player. And then, of course, Nico, we're going to get into that too, but Nico got moved up to the number one player in the whole class. So all season we was trashed by announcers, never got credit all year. Hated watching the games this year. Yeah, it's pretty common, and it seems to be getting worse. They don't want to see us on top ever since we raised hell about Peyton getting screwed out of the Heisman. It's been bad for any national media.
Media hates Tennessee.
Yeah. I guess we can start. I haven't seen where Zach's on here. If you are, just say hey, and I'll invite you. But I guess we'll just go ahead and kind of get going. Go Big Orange. I guess we can get into Tennessee basketball and get that out of the way. I was going to ask Zach a little bit about the environment for Kentucky. I didn't get to go. We had Little League games. Watched the first half and then the second half on the radio. But, yeah, I mean, what do you think about the Kentucky game just overall?
Well, I mean, to even have a chance to win that game in the second half says a lot. But, I mean, kind of like on the video that I made, man, whenever you get out-rebounded 39-13 and you only get to the strike 10 times compared to Kentucky's 25 times, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat anybody, man. I thought I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I thought last night was a good bounce-back win, especially after the first half that Zakai Ziegler had. But, I mean, as far as the Kentucky game goes, I kind of had a fear that would happen. I wasn't going to say it out loud, but, I mean, anytime you get out-rebounded that bad and you don't get to the free throw strike, man, you're going to get beat every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna harp on that a little bit more. I'm actually recording this and the volume's a little loud, so I'm gonna turn this camera around. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. Camera around. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, I agree 100%. And I also agree with that, Brian.
Okay, sorry about that. Could you hear the echo at all, or?
No, not at all.
I guess it's just from my end. I could hear like 5 seconds after we were talking. It was bothering me to death. I don't know if we missed any comments or not.
Getting to that one, what Chad just said. I mean, kind of what I said in my video the other day. He's saying how in the world did Kentucky beat our basketball team? I mean, I get it. Kentucky hasn't had that much chemistry this year. I mean, they're not as good as we thought into the season. But I mean, I mean, you got to still think about it. I mean, they're still loaded with talent, dude. Oscar Tshiebwe was the National Player of the Year last year. He came back. Once they get clicking, man, I think they'll be okay. But I hope they don't start to click, obviously. But
Right, and that's I mean, like, I mean, we're talking about the most on paper, the most talented team in the SEC. That's Kentucky, and that's going to be every single year. I mean, that they get every 5-star that they want. But anytime that, like you said, you're out rebounded by 20, if you only have 4 offensive rebounds, if you're missing layups, you're in foul trouble. Yes, the referees were awful. And just bad shot selection. You're going to get beat. It just wasn't. It wasn't our day. That was the best, that was the worst game we've played all year. That's the best game Kentucky played all year, and they didn't beat us that bad. I mean, that's probably the biggest positive you can take away from it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm pissed that we lost. I'm super pissed that we lost on Chris Lofton Day. I mean, that bothered me just as much as the loss.
I just kind of had that feeling, going into the half, man. I kind of thought, where it was at Chris Lofton's retirement of his jersey, I kind of thought we'd come out with a little bit more fire. Which I mean, there was a time there where we took the lead by 2, and then it was just kind of just poor shots, getting out rebounded. It was just, I don't know. And then Zakai Ziegler, missing 3 layups doesn't help in the second half, but.
Yeah, from what I seen in the first half, it looked like he was turning the ball over a lot. And I'm not – I love Rick Barnes. I'm not going to sit here and bash him. That's one of them – and I like how sometimes he kind of just lets the game play out. But that's one of the games where I think he might have should have stepped in, maybe took a little bit more control. But like I said, the whole second half I was – pretty much on the radio or something, so didn't get to get in a lot of detail as far as what the eyes see. But that's just the only thing that the complaint really I have as far as coaching. It's not his fault, but I thought Owaka should have been in the game.
100%.
I don't know if. God, just lost train of thought. But yeah, that's the best game that Kentucky's played all year.
And of
course, we did bounce, but yeah, and hopefully we can get them back, man, and just and get them back in Rupp Arena. Off topic, but I went to Cumberland Gap, Tennessee last weekend. It's a creepy but cool town. We actually played them in football, I think my freshman year. Either my freshman or sophomore year. Yeah, but it's kind of a wild place. Yeah, then what I was getting is Comwall, man. It's like he's either hit or miss, it seems. And I think it's that's wherever I lose my train of thought. But I think that it's something to do with confidence more than it is anything else. I don't know. I mean, everybody was like raving that he hasn't missed a shot all year and all that stuff. So I don't know if that got to him or what. But I mean, and one thing that Coach Barnes did say was every game on the boards. So
yeah,
I mean, I think that says a lot.
I mean, even last night, especially in the first half, man, Comwall was still missing shots, turning the ball over. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's going to happen, but I feel like for this team to really make a deep run in the tournament, they cannot go 4 or 5 minutes without scoring a basket, because if they do,
right,
it be early too. So, which I mean, we got a lot of time before that happens.
God, Kentucky ran us out of the gym up there. The first meeting of the year. They couldn't miss, and what happened? What happened later on in the season? We beat them 2 more times. So love the old school hat. Thanks, man. I actually just threw this on. My hair's wild right now. I was playing basketball with the kids, so usually I got the mullet flowing like Justin. But what's up, Ben?
Mine looks like a rat's nest right now, dude. I've been laying around, tossing and turning all day. I mean, I'm okay today, man, but I'll tell you what, yesterday I was like, man, I got to get to the doctor quick.
People don't understand. It's hard to maintain the proper mullet, man.
Oh, dude, I'm starting to get tired of it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll tell myself all the time, I'm like, I'm going to cut it. And then it's about a day or two before I get a haircut. And I'm like, man, I can't do it just yet. I can't do it.
Yeah, if I can make it through summer, I'm good. But
Yep.
we'll stick on basketball. And then Mississippi State. We went there yesterday. Horrible first half, man. I was freaking out, quite a bit. But we got it together. No Santi, no Key, on the road, and we got it done. So we figured out a way to win, and I think that's what's important. I know Barnes said after the game that that's the first time like that group has been together as far like that lineup. So um, I would say that had a lot to do with it. But anytime on the SEC, I mean, it's hard to win on the road. So just happy we pulled it out and got that one done.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time there midway to late through the second half, Zakai Ziegler, I want to say, turned the ball over 6 times in the first half, I think is what it was, maybe back-to-back possessions.
Mm-hmm.
To end up, I think he had 24 and 6, maybe 24 and 5, something like that. There was a time in the second half there, man, it seemed like he couldn't miss, which was really good to see. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, man, I mean, anytime you go on the road in the SEC, if you can pull out a win, it's always good. So,
Yeah, for sure. Phillips can be, and sorry guys, I'm trying to get to all these comments. You guys got a nice quarterback coming in. Yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit later. March Rick to show up. Well, yeah, Phillips does need to be more physical. I agree, but he's just so young. It was like when he started to really find himself this year, he kind of went back into the super early season Phillips. But going back to the Barnes thing, man. I mean, maybe it's different this year. Maybe we're getting them March hiccups out of us early.
hope so.
Guess when you're a Tennessee fan, yeah, kinda, a little bit. Go Big Orange. I mean, are you worried about the basketball team as a whole? And then after this, we can move on and we'll talk a little bit about the transfer portal and stuff.
I mean, worried as a whole is kind of a big word to me, man. I do worry, like I said earlier. I mean, once you get into March, man, I mean, if this team is clicking offensively and defensively, I really do believe they are a Final Four type good team. But kind of like I said, man, if you're in the, I don't care if you're in the round of 64, 32, whatever, and you're playing against a team that's clearly not as good as you, if you go 4 or 5 minutes without scoring a field goal, it can get ugly quick. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm worried about them. I mean, we're still early in the season. So I'm not really worried. I trust Rick Barnes enough to get it turned around to where they're playing consistent come March. But I feel like they're a good basketball team, but they're not as good as they could be.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think too, seeing us just dominate South Carolina and Mississippi State and I think just seeing the domination and stuff, just I don't know. And then you just, I mean, I guess what goes up must come down. So maybe we'll peak again at the right time.
Hope so, man.
We beat Georgia at home and lose to Bama 11-1 regular season. I would 100% be happy with that. I'm not going to put any expectations on this team. I mean, that's what I did last year. I mean, I think another 10-win season personally. And I had my picks right last year. I guess 10-2 last year. I said I lost to Georgia or Bama, and then my guess was we would lose one we shouldn't, and that was at South Carolina. So, yeah, I would definitely take that. I'm not really worried, but there's I can see the very tip top, like a little hint of red flag, but I'm not worried. But there's a little bit of one. Go Vols. So I guess we can get into the NFL a little. Well, no, let's go ahead and move move into the portal. See, there was another question I think I missed. What are your thoughts about Kentucky? We just went over that. Just a horrible performance by Tennessee, and the best performance that y'all had all year. So,
But flip side, man, real quick about Kentucky is, I mean, to point out Oscar Tshiebwe, if anybody watched the Kentucky Georgia game last night, dude, Georgia was all over them in the first half, and then Oscar Tshiebwe things and went 37-24. And I mean, as much as I hate to say it, man, these last two games for Kentucky may be their turnaround of the season. I hope not. Like I said,
right.
as nice as I can be, but I mean, if anybody has anything bad to say about Tennessee losing to Kentucky, I get it. Kentucky's not had that great of a season, but I mean, like we were talking about earlier, they're still loaded with talent, man.
Oh, they are. I mean, and like as a Tennessee fan, you're sitting there and you're just hoping that they just have the worst season possible. But I mean, the reality is they're just sitting on a hand-picked team, and they were bound to get it together at some point.
Yep.
And I'm sure that first half against Georgia, there was probably a lot of just a little bit of lag, from the big Tennessee win. You see that a lot of time in football too. Let's see, what do you think about baseball season? Yeah, man, preseason ranked number 2. It's weird though. I mean, when you lose 10, 11 players to the draft, it's weird to get that ranking again. It's nice to have Tony V. It's nice to just have that recruiting presence to just nonstop, just replace whatever we need.
Yep.
Go Vols from South Georgia. I feel sorry for you, man. Having to live down there and get barked at all the time.
24/7, man.
Yeah, just nonstop. I went down there for one day and I was done with the barking. So, little bit of portal, we can talk about. Taven Jackson entered the portal, and he's going back home to Indiana. Personally, to me, a little bit of I knew it was probably going to happen. I didn't realize it was going to happen this fast.
Mm-hmm.
When I first seen it, my first thoughts was he's going to go with Golish to South Florida. That was my first. I didn't know where he was from, but that'll work out. Just Nico, man. Taven's still in rehab. He's going to be so behind Nico. And from what Jason Swain says, as far as what's going on and stuff, like, he just knows. Like, he just knows Nico is the guy.
Yep.
And it's just, you got to think. He just got moved up to the number 1 player overall in the 23 class. So that right there says it all. He wants to be on the field, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him for leaving. I figured he would at least go through spring, but he sees something that nobody else can. And that's, in my opinion, he sees that Nico is just way ahead of him.
Yep.
Hit the comments again. What do you think about Milton being y'all's QB next year? I'm excited. I'm more excited than I am worried. As long as the problems are fixed, I think we'll be fine. If he plays like he did the Clemson game, then we'll be fine. As far as the Heisman contenders, Milton, I about said Nico. Milton is actually right now he's got the 7th best odds to win the Heisman next year. So it don't matter. He could be the best in the country, but he's not going to win it.
Nope. Just has Peyton Manning, man.
Yeah, Johnny Majors. My opinion is that Joe needs to ride it out his senior year. Nico needs to get away from Dad. What do you mean? I know his dad and him are extremely close. I'm not sure what exactly I don't know if there's something like inside that you're trying to get at. He needs to red shirt. Ideally, yes, but if Joe goes down, unless we go and pull somebody from the portal, I don't see how um, Nico red shirts.
Right.
Unless we put Heath Schuler in Navy's uniform. I don't think there's any way that we can do that. The top 4 teams next year, Georgia, obviously, I believe. I think Alabama bounces back. They're making necessary changes. And it's tough because you got top 4 teams, and then you've got the committee's 4 teams. So it's tough. It's tough to say, like, if I don't know. Like, on paper, TCU belong, but are they a top 4? No.
Not at all.
Tennessee or Alabama would have kicked the shit out of them. So it's hard to say. I don't know. Top 4, and then who the committee chooses is tough. Have to redshirt, $7 million on the table. From a Dogs fan, good luck to y'all next. Y'all be good. Hey, thanks, man. It's nice to interact casually with Georgia fans. Joe has to develop anywhere it throws. Seems to be all or nothing. Yeah. My biggest thing with Joe, I'm good with how he threw. With how he threw against Clemson, and you've got to think the Vanderbilt game. Man, I mean, the wind was. I'm not making excuses for him, but the wind was crazy. It was pouring rain. And yeah, he overthrew some, but I mean that horrible weather has got to be took into factor as well. So Nico has red shirt, body ain't ready. He drinks them 2 or 3 big weight gainer shakes a day. He'll put on 20 real quick. How about Florida State? We've got the top transfer in the class, most returning starters. A lot of people's hating on Florida State, and I mean I've never really had a problem with them. I think the entrance and stuff is awesome. I think the mascot's awesome. That's off topic, but I love all that.
Florida State teams, and I don't need to cut you off, but Florida State's one of those teams too. I kind of feel like same way with Tennessee. Whenever Tennessee's good, I feel like it makes college football more interesting and better. Florida State's another one of those teams, man. I feel like if they're good, it makes it a lot more fun.
It does. Yeah, they just make college football better. Just like Nebraska, Tennessee. Whenever, I mean, you can hate us all you want to, but the views go up, the ratings go up. There's more money spent. If the standard programs are doing good and relevant.
Yep.
Hey, I've never been actually. I pull for Florida State over any other team in Florida.
100%.
Yeah, so I don't have a problem at all. I didn't like Jimbo Fisher. I still don't like Jimbo Fisher, but that has nothing to do with Joey Hazel work wonders with Milton this offseason. Yeah, the biggest thing with this with this whole coaching staff, man, is they've, and I'm not bashing the players at all, but they've done something super special with less than any other team. I mean, you look at Hendon Hooker, wasn't supposed to be this good. I mean, look at Cedric Tillman. Nobody gave him a chance. Look at Jalen Hyatt. Look at Bayless Jones Jr. from 2 years ago. This coaching staff develops players. And as far as the quarterback position, Joe might overthrow or whatever, but man, he makes good decisions. I mean, he's not through interception in 144 passes in 2 years.
Right.
So, They coach him up well, and they don't get enough credit for development. Um, so we talked about Taven and the portal, Golish, Nico, and then I want to kind of touch base on this because what Tennessee fan don't. Um, Jaden Rashada, I'm not sure if you've seen the latest news on that or not, but he was supposed to be that. Jaden Rashada was Florida's prize possession quarterback recruit, 5-star, extremely good talent. Um, he was guaranteed $13 million, in NIL money from Florida. After he signed his national letter of intent, um, the deal became unavailable. So it is it is a dumpster fire in Gainesville right now, and I am here for it.
Sunbelt Billy, baby.
Yep. So hey, scared money don't make money or something like that, right? Ain't that what he said?
Yeah.
They got some scared money down there in Gainesville, it seems like.
Couldn't happen to a better university, though, man.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it's I couldn't deal with them and Georgia both being on top. Yeah, I'm glad Florida isn't getting her shot at Sunbelt Billy.
Oh, Billy, right, buddy.
I had somebody comment earlier, and they was like, everybody around here. I think it was a Florida State fan. It's possible that it's you, but they asked me in the comments. They was like, is everybody up there calling Sunbelt Billy too?
I think everybody does.
Grew up an NC State fan, but go to Tennessee. Seeing Leary go to UK hurt deep. Who's the 4-star receiver in the portal? Supposed to be coming to UT.
Is it Dante Thornton?
Are you talking about the Oregon wide receiver? Kentucky does not own. Barnes owns Coach Cal, dude. Like, good Lord.
Does 44-6 ring a bell at all?
Yeah.
At all?
Oh, here we go. Make a Final Four. Make a final. Beat, whatever. How's that SEC tournament go for you last year? Who's Kentucky? I mean, we had to have the absolute worst game of the year, and you had to have your best game and squeak by.
Shot 15 more free throws than we did and beat us by 7.
Yeah.
But congrats on the win. Whatever.
AD Mitchell's hitting the portal. Should we pursue? Not familiar. Do you know who he's talking about?
He is George receiver. Played the past 2 years, I believe. I forgot where he's from, though. I want to say he's maybe from Tennessee, but I'm not sure.
I've got him looked up. He's from Texas. 6'4", 190. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty set. I mean, I'm not saying no. We'll take anybody that wants to be here, but we're pretty set at receiver. I mean, maybe we could transfer him into a cornerback. Y'all were so dirty. Cry. Y'all ever watch Vol hockey? I've went to a few, but it's been a long time since I've been, and I need to go. One of my friends is actually the DJ for the Ice Bears. Caught the go-ahead TD against Bama in national title game. Okay.
Yeah, and he was also the guy who caught the go-ahead against Ohio State this year too. So he's
Okay.
He's got speed too. But I kind of think I was actually reading on something, or I was reading on him earlier. There's a lot of people predicting him to go to Texas, go back to his state. So.
Go back home. And that would make sense just because we're so – I mean, I would love to have him, but we're just so loaded at be out, Joe. But I do think I wouldn't say a short leash, but Joe's going to be on, in my opinion, if he just, which I don't think it's going to happen, but if he just goes and just really, really, really shits the bed, I could see, Nico getting the call.
Joe's either going to have to really, really suck in the spring, summer, and fall, or he's going to have to get, which I hope neither one.
Yeah,
No, I think it's Joe's ship until proven otherwise.
I do too. Third year in the system, huge difference between year one and year two. Threw 10 touchdown passes as a backup. Is
Yes.
Keaton back? Yes, Keaton is back. Yeah, we're so set at wide receiver. Did you see that Clemson's head coach was found in Tallahassee restaurant recruiting? I think. Well, I heard he was down there flipping hamburgers. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
Best in town, I think. That's what I've heard.
Hell of a spatula. Yeah, he's something else, dude. So I guess we can get in. Oh, we're gonna talk a little bit about the NFL. I've got 25 people in here. It was at like 40 for a while, so that's good. We're gonna give away a decent stack. I'm not even went through these yet, but we usually play. We're gonna do a trivia at the end. Decent stack of NFL football cards, and then we're gonna give away a big Vols decal. You can't even spell your coach's name. Hush. Let's see. Bill Dance is yes. I'm actually his dad. But yeah, we'll do a giveaway at the end with trivia question if anybody is interested in winning some NFL cards and a decal. And if you're not a Tennessee fan, I could probably try to throw something else in there besides the Vols decal. Dabo bad, yeah, he's he's rough, dude. I mean, I don't know I mean, they're going to keep him no matter what. I mean, he set the standard for Clemson, but me and Nico went to the same school. That's awesome. Are you talking about Michigan or are you talking about like high school? Yeah, how about them Peacocks, baby?
Dude, this Joe Biden's burner's been on my stuff all day, man. He's like one of the biggest ones that's been like just feeding into it all day.
Kentucky guy?
Yeah, all day, man.
They're all tore. They're very tore up about my uniforms and stuff like that too. Because I keep saying they copy everything Tennessee does.
Well, I mean, think about it, man. Like Tennessee. I mean, if you think of Tennessee, it's the orange and white checkerboards. Kentucky wants to be it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
They put their little checkerboards on their shoulder pads and proceed to get beat 44-6.
They finally changed their basketball jerseys.
Finally.
No, they didn't. Tennessee had it in 1921 and Kentucky had it in 1936. Try again, Biden. But yeah, and now y'all have always been UK, and now you're trying to call yourself the Power K. Like y'all are pathetic. Go back to the coal mines. You're late for work.
Yep.
What's the most salty fan base y'all have beat? For us, it's Miami when we beat them 45-3. This year, definitely Alabama as far as salty. Extremely, extremely tore up. So, as far as salty in general, like no matter what, it's Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
They could win 20 national championships in a row, and then you could just be like, I'm not a fan of their jerseys. And they would just all hell break loose. Are you friends with that red? Yes. Yeah. Go check my page out. You'll get a little bit of that Georgia hate on there too. You guys are on the. Ain't you a Kentucky fan?
I mean, if we're not on the same level as Georgia, then Kentucky's for damn sure not on the same level as us. I promise you that.
Yeah, you're in like tier 8. So I guess we can stick in the comments a little bit. At least we can contend. Who said that in basketball, though? Dude, that's all you all got is basketball. That's it. It's nice being at everything school. Go Vols, as long as we have one sport. Um, what do you think about the Jags upsetting the Chargers?
Well, I mean, so my little brother's a Chargers fan, man. So I tried to call him after the game, and he wouldn't answer me. I personally think that's all on Brandon Staley, dude. I think they should go after like Sean Payton or somebody like that. I mean, I get it. You're on the road, but being up 27-0 at halftime, there is no excuse to lose that game. Zero.
No, and like I get it, the Jags are a little hot, but man, and the Chargers they've played to their opponent's level like all year, but man, what was they up before at half?
27-0 or 27-7, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. My best friend's son is a like diehard, live, breathe, and die Chargers fan, and they left the restaurant at halftime and then got home and was like,
Dude, I saw so many videos on TikTok of like people that like were Chargers fans and they fell asleep at halftime, didn't wake up till after the game was over, and then they realized they lost. Man, that has to suck.
"Oh, it's awful." And then it's Joe. Imagine hanging banners for NIT. Well, let me educate you on something there, Biden. We didn't hang banners for going to the current NIT. NIT actually used to be meant for something,
Yeah.
back in the day. So that's the only reason that's been hung. Jags Chiefs. I don't think there's any way the Jags can pull it off. I said it last week too, but I think the Chiefs just put up Patrick Mahomes puts up a lot of points.
Oh, 100%.
And I don't think that the Jags can match that.
No, yeah, I mean, I think Patrick Mahomes has pretty much got the MVP locked up this year. So so many people said after Tyreek Hill went to Miami that the Chiefs were not going to be near as good. But I mean, Kadarius Toney, Juju Smith-Schuster, people still forget about Travis Kelce. Man, in my opinion, if he were to retire today, he would be the greatest tight end of all time.
Right.
So I mean, I'm kind of like you, man. I don't think that the Jags have much of a chance. I also said the same thing about the Bengals last year, and they went into Arrowhead and got it done. So I mean, there's a chance there, man. But I feel like as long as the Chiefs just play their style of football, I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
That's where I'm at too. I could see the Jags maybe giving them a hard time for a while, but they can't match what Mahomes can do. In my opinion. Before we get to the next game, what's your opinion on the? Yeah, we can go ahead and get to that one. I had them on the list as well. I picked the Bills to win at the beginning of the year. I follow them pretty well. I'm not necessarily a fan. I was super surprised, especially without Tua, that just that whole game. But I think it's all going to be based on how Josh Allen plays. In my opinion, I mean, if he plays great, then I think the Bills will go to the Super Bowl. If he plays like he did against the Dolphins, then no.
Yep.
I was just scrolling through my username. I got to get me a hat like that. This is like the old school Bill dance. It don't look like it, but this part right here is like yellow. It is old. And then he's got the new the new Tennessee baseball hat on. It looks like the cream color from here.
Yep.
I
Yep.
can't tell if it's the cream or the white. So, let's see.
Hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of shout out to Kentucky Cavalry, man. He is about the only Kentucky fan that I can stand.
Oh, really?
He is actually, reasonable. If they get beat, he's reasonable about it. If they win,
Mm-hmm.
usually humble. So, yeah.
How many likes does it say that this has got right now?
On my end, it says 5K.
Okay, that's what mine says too. So yeah, apparently it was up to 10. So I'm not sure what happened.
Oh,
Yeah, Kentucky Cavalry. Feel free to get on there and follow me as well. Most of the time, I'm serious. Here lately, I've been extremely biased on there and trying to just get some Georgia people fired up with my top tens and saying it's official and stuff. So
yeah.
no, that's Clemson, but they have purple.
I mean, I'm not a 49ers fan, man. My mom, she's a big Cowboys fan, so I kind of grew up liking them too. But I would love to see Jawan Jennings get a ring, dude. That'd be so cool.
I would love to see Juwan get one, and I would like to see McCaffrey get one too. He just been through so much crap. I'm not like a fan of him, but he just been through a lot. You know, with the Panthers and stuff. So,
What's up, Ian?
hey, what's up, man? So Ravens, Bengals. To me, no surprise there, at all.
I was
I
kind of
was really, huh?
I was kind of surprised that the Ravens actually fought that hard, man, without Lamar.
Yeah, I was too, and part of me wanted the Ravens to pull it off just because it would have gave the Bills the Jags. So I was kind of wanting that to happen. But at the same time, T Higgins, he's actually like 15 minutes from where I live, so kind of be cool to see T win one too. What do you think? Bengals Bills.
I'll go ahead and put it out there, man. I'm pulling for the Bengals. Kind of like I told you before. I like to. As far as the NFL, man, I like to watch the NFL, but I more so
Mm-hmm.
my favorite players. I've always been a big Jamar Chase fan, so I would like to see the Bengals pull it off, but I kind of going back to what you said earlier. If Josh Allen shows up and plays A+ football, I don't see anybody beating the Bills. So I'm gonna go with the Bills, man.
Yeah, that's what I want to happen. If Josh Allen plays good, I think the Bills will have it. But at the same time, the Bengals do have a lot of firepower on offense. So,
Yeah,
um,
I think the Bengals defense has played a lot better this year too. So
mhm.
definitely a lot different than the Jags and the Chiefs. I kind of think the Chiefs will win that one. I wouldn't say with ease the whole game, but I think in the second half they'll win with ease. But as far as the Bengals and Bills go, I kind of think the Bengals have a much better shot.
Go Bills. I agree. That's who I'm pulling for. Allen may cost in the game. Yeah. I love him. I love the gunslinger in him. Truly do. But sometimes it comes back and gets him.
Yeah,
And he's that way on Madden too. I know that's like irrelevant, but I swear to God, like he's either like when you play online with him, he's either like hit or miss. They got him down to a T.
yeah. Now if Josh Allen starts like he did against Miami, it may get ugly quick.
Yeah, and I agree. It wouldn't be like that's my pick. Back of the football cards. I'm not sure what all's in here, but there's DK Metcalf on the front. So and then we're gonna give away a Vols decal. So stick around. I appreciate it. We got 26 in here. I think this is the most consistent viewers that I've had. At one point, it got up to like 600, but it like just shot straight down. So I don't know what happened with that, but
Did I
yeah,
break it? 600 people.
if y'all don't care, it's been stuck at like 5,000 likes for like 10 minutes. So if y'all don't care, try to hit the like button for us and see if it'll go up for us. Nobody wants that Vol sticker. Nobody wants you to be commenting on here either. But thanks for the analytics. All right,
I know both them boys. They're gonna give us a hard.
that's fine. I'm here for the mullet. Mine's hidden right now.
John
So
gets all the time, man. So
was you surprised about the Cowboys pulling it out?
I was kind of surprised at the way they did pull it out. I picked the Cowboys to win on the road, but I mean that was just, if there was ever a game to send Tom Brady into retirement, that was the game. Dallas. Now, if that Dallas team shows up, I could 100% see them winning the Super Bowl, but I don't know if they'll play like that every week or not.
Oh, as far as talent, they should have won many Super Bowls. I mean, the Bucks have been horrible. I mean, all year, in my opinion. Tom Brady threw like 60 something passes.
Yeah.
But so the only part I'm surprised about is the Cowboys actually done it. I mean, this is the first time they've won a. Oh, I've got it down. This is the first time they've won a playoff road game since. Let's see. I've got it on here somewhere. 1996. So. Vol Daddy sent you a pic I have framed of 1991 team pics and players with autographs on Twitter. Hey, that's awesome, man.
You know,
What's your Twitter name? I'm bad about not checking requests. I'm not sure if we're friends or not.
kind of like Ian saying there, man. I mean, Brock Purdy is the prime example of getting in the right system as soon as you get drafted. Because, I mean, I feel like Kyle Shanahan's the best offensive play caller in the NFL. So, I mean, if the Niners were to win the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy, that would, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but that would be a heck of a story, dude.
It would be insane.
Yeah.
It would be insane. Josie will. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll check it and I'll check that out. I've got some. I think the oldest autograph I've gotten here is probably Condredge Holloway. If I was guessing, I've got a Johnny Major signed jersey, but as far as like the oldest autograph, my dad actually got that one for me. Well, he got it, then he gave it to me one year. So Giants, Vikings, another big surprise in my opinion.
That was the one that I got wrong myself, because especially after they went down on the first drive and just scored with ease, man, I thought that was going to be a bloodbath. Minnesota was actually one of those teams, man. I was talking a couple of days before the game. They're one of those teams really talent-wise. They have the talent to win the Super Bowl. It's just Kirk Cousins is one of those guys that I don't understand why he gets the hate that he does. Because if you look at his stats, he's actually really consistent. But I mean, it goes to show what a difference is with a healthy Saquon Barkley.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I seen him one game at the beginning of the year, and Barkley just went crazy on somebody.
Yep.
And I was just like, man, it's unreal, what he can do when he's healthy. 2 words. Dale Carter. I love Dale Carter. That's awesome. I've got Heath Schuler as well on a football. 2 words. Joe Milton. Yeah, man, I'm excited about Joe to see what he can do. the Minnesota defense is awful.
He was killing.
Yeah, man, like they've kind of just found a way to win all year long somehow.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to get them, you know, against the Giants, but I thought it would end up getting them. I had no idea that it was going to get them against the Giants, though. And the Giants Eagles matchup is huge. What do you think about that one?
I mean, Philadelphia is one of those teams, man. Like I like first too, and I mean with the Titans trading AJ Brown to Philadelphia, I feel like that was a really, really good addition to Philadelphia's team. But I would expect Philadelphia to win at home. But I mean, I got to pull for the Giants. I think they're healthy enough and good enough to do it. If Daniel Jones plays like that again, man, I think he had, wasn't it like 75 plus rushing yards in that entire game? I think. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think it'll be really close. I would like to see the Giants win, but I'll stick with Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'd say I'm the same. At this point, I think it would be cool for the Giants to kind of pull another one out. But I think the Eagles might, just have a little too much for them. But you never know. I mean, you take the Chargers, Jags, the Bengals. I mean, they almost pulled it off. The Dolphins. You don't know, man. The Cowboys actually put it together. You never know. And I'm all for the craziness because, I'm not a Titans fan, but they're not in it, obviously. And so I don't really have a dog in the fight other than the fact that I told everybody the Bills were going to win it this year.
Yep.
So I'm up for the chaos. It makes for good football. And I'm all for it, man. So, do you think the 49ers pull it off?
Yeah. To me, especially the last 3 or 4 weeks, man, I think the 49ers probably are the best team in the NFL as far as on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Brock Purdy's really impressed me, and like I said earlier, Kyle Shanahan's the best offensive play caller in the league. He's been to a Super Bowl before. What I'm really hoping for is a Niners-Chiefs rematch because I want to see that one again.
Yeah, I think it would be really, really good, and I would like to see the Bills and the Chiefs go at it also, because that game last year was crazy. I watched that one at Buffalo Wild Wings, and that was pretty wild.
Yep.
Let's see. I'm trying to scroll up a little bit. Sorry, I'm not. Let's see. Go Big Blue. Talking about Michigan.
That's going to piss them off.
Tennessee will win the playoffs in the next 4 years. I hope you're right. I think we'll definitely be in it, especially when it moves to 12. I think we'll be consistently in the playoffs. But I'm not putting any expectations on Tennessee. I want them to win, 10 games again, but we got to think, man. We've got to. That's the reason that the Georgias and Bamas and even the Clinton are so good, is they build it and then they're sitting on 4 and 5 stars, and they're they're 3 men deep at each position. So Cowboys Bills Super Bowl, that would be cool. Let's see. Sam's crazy. Kentucky over Tennessee. Yeah, he don't know what he's talking about. Did you get both of them? 11 games, 1 more per year. Yeah, it should have been 11 this year. We can sit here and talk about South Carolina till we're blue in the face.
Yeah.
But hey, what's up, dude? I know we're late, but if you want to hop on, you can. We're just got about like 3 more things I think we're gonna talk about. But yeah, should have been in the playoffs this year, man. And there was an Ohio State fan that was like laying the law down on one of them top 10 posts of mine. And he was just talking about how lucky that they were. That basically an Ohio State fan was trying to say that Tennessee and Ohio State are not on the same level. It's not even close. And this guy was just basically like, you better be glad they actually lost. And I thought that was pretty cool because, I mean, you're going to have the honest, good fans, then you're always going to have the arrogant ones. And I'm honest 90% of the time, but I just figured I'd do some trolling on these top 10 posts, and it's going good, man.
Get those views up, man. You got to do it.
Oh, it's crazy. Like, and I wasn't even gonna post the. All right, Zach, sounds good, man. I wasn't even gonna post the biggest one, which alcoholic beverage each SEC coach likes. Like, it was in my draft, so I was like, that's kind of stupid. And then of course, that one's the boomer. That's how it goes. Arrogance comes from back-to-back natties. I hope Joe beats out Caleb Williams that'd be awesome, man. Yeah, Joe, I don't know if you were on here or not whenever we talked about that a minute ago, but Joe's actually the 7th favorite for the Heisman next year, which is crazy. What was Hendon? Or was Hendon ever? I know, like, he was talked about, but I didn't know if he was, like, ever officially like declared a spot.
I mean, I know he finished 5th, but I mean, I know he had a lot of.
I know. Yeah, the preseason, I didn't know if he actually had like a spot.
I mean, I know he's talking about him, but I don't know if he actually did like a set in stone, like early preseason spot. I don't know.
My best one on here was a Tennessee Bama meme. Yeah, it's crazy the ones that take off, man. I mean, I'll work like super hard, put a bunch of thought into something, and then like it gets nothing. And then, sometimes like you'll like screen record something.
Yep.
And put like no effort into it, and the damn thing will get, 300,000 views or something. So it's wild how that works.
Yeah, I mean,
Hendon was not talked about any preseason. He was around here. Probably not like ESPN or anything like that, but there was a lot of the smaller national like levels that were talking about him. Nico can't leave after accepting the NIL money. The way that goes, from what I understand, is you don't get it all up front. Basically, you'll be told like, at this point you get this much, but at this point you've got to do this many appearances, you've got to sign this many footballs, you've got to do this many interviews, and then you'll get this amount of money. It's not like it's not like a standard contract. Never. I think my biggest is like, I haven't checked in a while. I think it's like it's high fours. It's high fours, but I'm not sure.
Well, see, mine. I mean, like you were talking about earlier. I mean, dude, there'll be some that I'll like pre-do like at night and then wait till the morning time to post it. And I'm thinking, man, this one's got to get a lot of attention. Then it kind of flops. But then, like, my most viewed video was the Arion Carter commitment video. And it's still, dude, I still get like 300 or 400 likes a day on that thing. It's at like,
and it's weird. It's weird too. I have the same thing that'll happen. Like, I posted the one of Cordell Patterson, his highlights, and it done like maybe 10,000 or something. And then like 2 weeks later, I wake up one day and I've got like a ton of followers from like these football people. And then like it's bumped up. I don't even know what it's at now, but it was like at 120,000. It got like 110,000 views overnight. And I was just like, I posted that 2 weeks ago or something.
Jay Terry's referring to. So I went to Country Thunder in Bristol, and I posted a video of Morgan Wallen's dad, and it got like 400,000 views. So I mean, something as simple as that, dude. It just takes off.
Yeah, I mean, I posted like, and a lot of people they'll say that you're supposed to just do like under a minute video or whatever. I mean, I think my biggest one is like 4 or 5 minutes long. I made a big Mike Leach video and it was super super long. So I think it's all about just what time you post and if TikTok's giving you the good old shadow ban at the time or not. So the Cowboys signed a kicker, which I think is super smart. I did not see where he was from. Well, I did, but I can't remember to see where he is from. Tristan, I'm not even going to try to say that. Yeah, I am. Vizconio or something.
Close enough.
I'm not sure where he is from, but that was super smart, especially after. And watching that, I thought that was going to really come back and get him.
Yeah.
What do you think about my draft video? I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I would love.
How did it do? Cowboys need to sign McGrath.
I would love.
Yeah.
In that Chiefs offense, though, man, that would be so ideal. It'd be perfect.
Tom Brady, man. Last time that we see him in a football uniform, or last time we see him in a Bucs uniform?
I was thinking about this after the game because I mean, obviously, like everybody was saying the same thing. I'll say it's the last time that we see him in a uniform. Period.
You think so?
I think so. I may be wrong, but I think so.
I think that would be the smart thing to do. I just don't think Brady's going to go out like that. Personally, I mean, I could be. I have no idea what he's going to do. Just his personality and stuff. I don't know. I feel like that he's going to end up somewhere else.
I was about to say the same as that. Wales, I believe, is what I mean, I feel like maybe he will come back for another year just because of the divorce that he's going through. Maybe it'll get his mind off of it. But I just don't see the good in like going to just some random team, man. I mean, if he's gonna come back, I would just come back to Tampa.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Sean Payton, any news on that? The last I've heard is just still interviews.
Like I said, I mean, if I was a Chargers fan, that's who I want, especially if they fire Brandon Staley. But I think he could go. I think I read somewhere the other day, Arizona was a place that he was talking to, or they were trying to talk to him. One of the two. Peyton's one of those guys, man. I feel like as soon as he gets there, he can kind of turn a franchise around pretty quick.
Sorry, I was blocking that Joe Mama guy.
No, you're good.
Idiot. Yeah, I think Peyton, to Dallas, that would be wild. Do you think he'll go to the Broncos or?
I didn't even think about the Broncos. Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. I feel like I was kind of shocked to see the Broncos do so bad this year, man. I kind of thought with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy getting a well-known, proven quarterback, I thought they'd be a lot better than what they were, but I was wrong. So,
yeah, for some reason, I think that's where I don't know why. That's just kind of a gut feeling. Where I think Peyton ends up. Zach said something a minute ago. I forgot to. Brady dumped all his money into the failed FTX crypto. Is broke and has to play. Yeah, I don't. If he went somewhere, where would you like to see him?
Me personally,
Yeah,
duh, 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 duh.
go Big Orange.
Somebody on my For You page shared a like 6 most likely landing spots for him. I think it would be cool to see Brady go back to like New England and maybe him and Bill Belichick somehow work something out. I don't think that's a possibility. That would be like kind of like your, LeBron going back to Cleveland and winning a chip kind of story. But I wouldn't mind him to go somewhere like maybe the Raiders with Devontae Adams. I feel
The
like that.
Raiders, yeah, the Raiders wouldn't be bad.
No,
Um, I'm not sure, man. Like,
Miami's a good one too. Yeah, Ian, I agree.
shoot. Um, yeah, I'm not sure where. For some reason I think they're right. I think somewhere. For some reason I want to say somewhere on the coast. I don't know why. Um, I just
Miami.
do Miami if anywhere. Titans to show Dobbs a few tricks. Yeah. I mean, have they announced if Dobbs is signed again or anything?
I haven't seen anything. I think they'd be stupid not to sign him again. And I'm not even being biased, really, man. I just think that if you give him a little bit more time, he's obviously a genius. He's going to learn a playbook pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just get him, just give him offensive line, man, and let him work. If not starter, just you'll have a solid backup.
Yeah.
Brady was almost a done deal to Vegas last time. That's probably the most likely spot for him. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I I wouldn't want him. I guess if as like I don't know. If I was a franchise owner, the deal would have to be right. Um, Dobbs is the second best QB of the past 15. Yeah, I agree. I love Dobbs.
Yeah, he's on.
Always have, always will, man. He's awesome.
He's on.
He's my he's my most favorite quarterback in the last 15 years.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I love Hendon, but I don't know. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just loved watching Dobbs, man. I
Well,
loved watching I loved watching the people just like fall off, off of him like he had, baby oil on him. So
see, I was at that game. I think it was 2014 whenever we were playing Alabama, and I want to say Nathan Peterman was the starter, and Alabama was just absolutely skull dragging us. And I think Peterman got hurt because I think Justin Worley was already hurt. So Peterman got the start. He got hurt. And then Dobbs came in. And it was just like, obviously we didn't win, but it was just a whole different like spark whenever Dobbs came in. He was running the ball, making good throws. And the rest is history, man. Dobbs is one of those guys that he will forever be one of my favorites.
yeah, and just so much heart, man. And I think too, like he, does he even get a chance if at the time he was our fourth string quarterback when he got in. Does he ever get to play if the three above him don't go down? And he led us back. That was against Alabama, and man, he I know that was kind of like garbage time in a way, but like, man, he got us right back in the ball game.
Yep. I think that was a game, if I'm not mistaken, and I think Dobbs' first touchdown pass in that game may have been to Von Pearson. I think that's who it was to, if I remember right. Um, but no, Dobbs is one of those guys, man. Like, I made that video the other day of like my all-time favorite players that I got to watch, not like before
Mm-hmm.
time or anything like that. But Dobbs and Hendon, they're both at the top of the totem pole for me, man.
Let's see. Where do you think Hendon's going to come? I think some of it depends on Brady. I mean, if Brady was to stay in Tampa, I mean, I could see Dobbs, or sorry, you're talking about Dobbs. I could see Hendon going to Tampa.
Wherever he goes, man, I've got to buy a jersey.
Dobbs is way faster and better running. Yes, he was, and just so like unorthodox running the football, man. I mean, nobody could touch him.
Slippery.
Let's see. Do you think Tennessee beat Alabama this year? Is one of those where will you win moments? Yeah, and I'm not saying that as in like it's not going to be done again, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean that game. I mean, for so many, even a lot of the older fans. I mean, that's the best game that they've ever seen. So, yeah, I think for sure. I mean, it got voted the best game of the year by almost every source. Let's see. Did I hear Pruitt is going back to? It's a rumor. From what I've not dove too much into it. Obviously a great defensive coordinator. Everywhere he's been. So I think it would be very cool if he did to like whoop that ass for him in Tuscaloosa. 4th or 5th to Seahawks for Hendon. Are you a Seahawks fan? Is he a Seahawks fan?
He's a Chargers fan.
Okay. Yeah, I can kind of see Hendon's career kind of going like Dobbs has. I think it's gonna, I think it's gonna depend on, just opportunity, man.
Right.
If somebody sent you 110 tokens,
how does that even? How does that even work?
I have no
idea. I think it was my buddy Damon. I work with him, man, and if it was, I appreciate it, Damon. Files by 50. That's what
Dobbs
he said.
could take contact. Yeah, and that's my biggest thing. Like, I kind of was about to get into it earlier when we was talking about the portal and the quarterback position, but that's my biggest issue with Milton right now is he struggles running the football, in my opinion. But at the same time, I think they are holding him back a little bit. They can't afford to get him hurt. They really couldn't afford to get him hurt in the Orange Bowl. Mm-hmm. But just a better pocket presence, just knowing what's around him, being able to feel the pressure, being able to, get out of the pocket and escape. I think that is huge for Milton to work on this year because we need to have that mobile quarterback, that can, that can get them first downs. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've got. We'll do a trivia question. I mean, do y'all have any questions in the comments? Feel free to get after it. At least Amber was hot.
Talking about work things, man.
Oh, I got you. I was like, damn, who's Amber? I was like, I don't know who we're talking about here.
Oh.
Yeah, don't judge game yet. They're definitely not unleashed him. Yeah, and I'm not really bashing him for the Clemson game. I know he was held back. I mean, and stuff, but again, I'm kind of going back to the first year he was here. I mean, he's big as a damn defensive end, and a cornerback would run up and he would like turn his back, kind of like, dude, just keep going. Like, he's not going to stop you.
Oh, I mean, he's definitely one of those guys, man. If he gets outside the pocket, I don't see a cornerback in the country that's going to take him like head on.
No, and that's my only thing is. But they did say he was a little nicked up the year before last, his first year. Mm-hmm. So that could have been some of that, some of that there. But can you give me a no? Never. What the question? Nothing right now. We're actually finishing up, Alex. But we're going to do a giveaway, unless that's what you're talking about. We're going to give away some NFL cards, and then we're going to give away the Vols decal. If you're not a Vols fan, I can try to find something else for you. I've been threatening to do this for a while. I want to find a Dogs fan. It might be you, Tyler.
Tyler,
Would you be interested in this Chick-fil-A, Peach Bowl ticket from this year? Complimentary ticket.
perfect, right there. Tyler, that's all you, buddy.
Okay. How close are you to Tyler?
So actually, the company that I work for, I'm the manager at a certain location, and he's a manager at another location. So I mean, I could get it to him as quick as possible.
So do you want this, Tyler? I'll buy it from you and burn it all. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how much. Okay. So, like.
Oh, God.
So, like, you still want this, Tyler? I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I guess I'll throw it.
God. We're starting wars now, man.
You can come get it. I'm glad I got a concrete floor in here. All right, so, the only reason I have that is because they were supposed to send me the Orange Bowl one. They sent me that one. So, all right, so the question is for a stack of NFL cards and a Vols decal sticker. First one that gets it in the comments, all you have to do is message me, and or I'll write your name too and message you, and then I'll just get your mailing address and I'll send it to you, and it's that simple. So, the most rebounds in Tennessee history in a single game. History in a single game. What happened to the TikToks of us hugging at the Natty Hobbs? Nope, it's not Grant Williams. So we're looking for who in Tennessee history has the most rebounds in a game. Nope, not Wayne Chisholm. Good guess though.
That's who I was going to guess was Wayne Chisholm. If I had
Ron Slay, nope, but I do love Ron. Nope, not King. We'll go for a while. If nobody gets it, we'll start naming the year and kind of give some hints. Nope, not Pons, not Bernard King, not Stokes. Gonna have to go back a few years. Nope, not Doug. So we're looking for the most rebounds in a game by a Tennessee basketball player. Nope, not Gene. Nope, not Admiral. Have to go back in time. I really hope that my screen recorder is going over there so I can save that little clip of me burning that. Nope, not Steve, not Mike, not Dyron, not Tyler, not Brian. So we're looking for which Tennessee basketball player has had the most rebounds in a single game. Nope, not Brian Williams.
Dude, I still think Brian Williams is the tallest guy that I've ever stood next to in my life. My papaw's buddy took me to – it was some sort of scrimmage or something, man. I was like 8 years old, and we were sitting courtside, and Wayne Chisholm was there and Brian Williams was there. And I remember just kind of like looking up and looking over, and Brian Williams was just like a tower. I almost forgot that name existed, dude.
Yeah, he was, and no, it's not Jarnell, it's not Dane Bradshaw, not Gene. Yeah, man. The tallest one I've been around is Euros. All right, Ryan Duggan, he's got it. Herb Neff in 1952 had 36 rebounds against Georgia Tech.
How many?
36 rebounds in a single game. So Ryan, if you don't follow me on there, go ahead and do it, and then send me a message. And all you have to do is give me your mailing address. Then I'll get this thing sent out to you this week. Ryan Duggan, 17. Sometimes if it's if we're not friends, and I'll try to search for people, it don't pull up. I'm still looking for one dude that refused to message me. Great job. You got live for 90 minutes. It's crazy how time flies by when you're on here.
Oh, yeah, it goes quick.
And we've been consistent, man. It's been consistent between like 25 and 35-ish the entire time.
Got up in the 40s in it.
Yeah, we was in the 40s for a while. I think at one point it got down to like 14.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Neff. Ryan Duggan got it right. He had 36 rebounds against Georgia Tech in 1952. We're at 7.2 likes. If y'all don't care, slap that screen a few times for us and get them likes up. We're actually going to put this on YouTube as well. Kind of bouncing around some ideas here as far as like podcast type things, and I think this is a good way to start it. Is just screen record these and put them on YouTube.
Yep.
Because it's all about the video time and the watch time and all that stuff to get monetized. So no problem, Ryan. Yeah, just make sure you message me and we'll get them to you. Oh, Tyler's back. He can see now. He's wiped away all of his tears.
He gonna give me a hard time for that one at work.
Yeah, see, we're back up to 37 now, so it's good. Yeah, I hope I got that on screen record for sure. I'm gonna have to clip that one. But it kind of sucks hopping off here and having 32 in here. Thank you, Alex. You got anything else you want to talk about while we're kind of gaining ground in the likes and does it tell you if you have if you're getting followers right now, or is it just like on my end since I'm the host?
Yeah, I think since you're the host, it doesn't show any notifications for me.
Okay.
Really, the only other thing I wanted to talk about, man, I didn't know if you watched that LSU game earlier that was on whenever we started, but
I didn't.
They were getting beat pretty bad. I don't know how I want to say it really. That game against LSU, like Mississippi State, I think LSU got talent. But I feel like Tennessee, as long as they come out and they don't turn the basketball over, it could be a game kind of like that South Carolina game. But we'll see. Other than that, man,
Saturday is going to be big, man, and we might try to go live again on Friday. Maybe you got to work Friday or?
No, where I've got COVID, man, I'm out till Sunday.
Woohoo! We'll take advantage of that.
But all I can do, man.
Yeah, we might, depending on work and stuff, might try to get on here again like Friday or something. Or possibly maybe we could do, I know the kids got basketball games. We might be able to do like a Saturday night or something. We've never done a Saturday night. I would say the viewers and stuff like that would be huge for a Saturday night.
Probably.
Hopefully Vescovy is back. Yes, I think Vescovy. Have they said exactly? Because if it was my guess, I would say that shoulder that he had banged up against Kentucky would be the reason he was out.
Probably. So I know it was early in the first half that he got banged up because I remember he went to the bench pretty quick. So
I know it was left shoulder, which is, I mean, better, obviously than shooting shoulder. And they said Tyreek Key, he should be good, or Tyree, I don't know why I always put a K on that, but they said he just got like super sick right before the game.
was it the flu or COVID? What was it?
They say, or what I've seen is flu. I'm not sure. I mean, it could have been anything. So, said he irritated it against Kentucky. Yeah, he hurt that shoulder pretty good. He come out of the game and stuff. Vanderbilt was poverty, yes. Everything, even baseball, we swept that ass for him last year. Got to turn in for the night, guys. First time watching, really enjoy. Hey, thanks, Michael. And yeah, we don't really have a set schedule yet, but we'd love to have you back on here again. I'd hate to know that I was a UGA fan commenting on a Vols page. Yeah, dude, you could post like the obituary of like a close family member and somebody would comment on their Go Dogs. Like it's the most annoying thing ever. But they're helping with the views and analytics and all that good stuff. So bring it on, man. I'm gonna see the leftovers on this ticket.
You gotta love a friendly rivalry, Tyler.
Damn. The only thing that didn't burn was the G. There we go.
Hey,
That's what's left.
It works out.
It worked. Do you still want this, Tyler? It's all right. Or we know the guy live. Smells like a three-peat. No, Bama's going to be back, and Saban's going to pick Kirby up, cradle him in his arms, and let him know who Daddy is. Oh, we're over 10, so over 10,000 likes. Heck yeah, I appreciate it, y'all, and I appreciate everybody sticking in here with us. And this is the 9th live that we've done, so we're gonna keep it rolling. It seems like every time we do it, it keeps growing and growing. So,
it's fun, man, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. They send out them time notifications. I'm like, there's no way that it's been that long. So.
Yep.
And it's still growing now, so like I hate to even get off here. But I'm gonna do like one of them lives where they got the camera like turned towards the fireplace and playing like soft music.
Yeah. It's like an ASMR screen.
Yeah, just let it roll all night long.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, it's been consistent, man. So yeah, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, thanks for joining, man. I mean, it's fun. That's what makes the sport, college football, everything better is the rivalry.
Oh God, there's my buddy Tanner too.
Which one's that? The WT?
Yeah. Sharing it out, man.
I don't have anybody. Usually there's a few on here, so what's up, bro? Vol for Life. What's up, Billy Bob? Thanks for joining. It's climbing, dude. Like it's 10.7 now, so it's hard to hop off here.
Been a good one, man, for sure.
We kind of threw it together too, like super last minute. So
yep.
I was outside with what's up, Diesel? I was kind of just outside shooting ball with the kids, and I was like, probably be a good day to go live.
Turned out to be.
Yeah, we might try. Yeah, we might try again, maybe for like Saturday night or maybe Friday night.
It'll work.
Fall for like yeah, man. Yeah, just message me and we'll for sure we'll get that to you. And I've got your name wrote down too. So if not, I'll message you. But I'll show you what all cards you got. That'll buy some time. We're up to 11-3 now, so it's super gaining ground. I've not went through these yet, but there's DK Metcalf. You've got a rookie card, Kenny Pickett. May I ask, from Knoxville? I'm like 35, 40 minutes from Knoxville, west. Somehow I feel like I'm being ignored. Don't know why, though. I don't think I've actually even seen you say anything yet, so sorry. Is that your man cave? It is. I'm gonna do a video on it very, very soon. I keep adding stuff, and yeah, so you can see a little bit there. I'll give you a quick little corner shot here, but if I don't knock these cards over. So yeah, I keep saying I'm super close, and I am. I'm just trying to get it perfect. Favorite NFL team? I'm probably gonna go with the Titans, even though I'm not attached to them. I'm the. Is it grippy like that dough? The fuck?
I see that shit on TikTok all the time.
I don't ever watch live, so I'm like way behind on all this. And dude, like, opinion on help. I don't know, man. He pissed me off a lot, but at the same time, like, you gotta look at who he's dealing with, as far as coaches. I wish the best for him. I don't hate him. I don't have any hard feelings, or other than that goal line play against Alabama, I have no hard feelings towards him.
Was it 2 or 3 different offensive coordinators that Garantano had?
I think it was every single year.
Yeah. So, I mean, he was a 4-star coming out of high school, man. So, I feel like he had the tangibles. He was good. But,
yeah,
kind of like Bo Nix, man, at Auburn going to Oregon, man, he had a different offensive coordinator every year. That's got to be hard on somebody.
right. Yeah, that's so you're dealing with Cornbread Pruitt and stuff, like, man, I agree. I think he's a good kid, but just terrible coaching. Yeah. Opinion on Joe Milton. I like him, man. I'm anxious to see what he can do. I'm a fan. I'm pulling for him. He's got a lot of God-given talent, and let's just see what he can do with it. Getting back into the cards, Ryan, I don't know if you're still on here or not, but you're getting Cameron Jordan as well. Another good one. Nick Bosa, man, you pretty good stack here. Nick Bosa. There's Jalen Tolbert there. That's also a rookie card. I'd be lying if I told you who Terrace Marshall was.
Played at LSU.
There's Harold Landry. Pretty decent card. There's DJ Chark Jr. So, yeah, you got a pretty good stack. Here's a rookie card for Jalen. I'm not going to try to pronounce that one.
I think.
Always do it different. Andrew Booth Jr. rookie card. That's pretty good. Terry Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, baby. There's Caleb Ellaby rookie card. So there's some good ones in here, man. Chase Claypool. Yeah. Here you go, Justin. You pronounce that last name.
Thibodeau, man.
Okay.
Kayvon?
Rookie card. Rookie card. John Grenard. Derwin James. Michael Carter, James Robinson. Oh, man, 2 Kenny Pickett rookie cards. Oh, no. I'm at the back. I'm about to say, damn, that's cool. I'm at the back of the stack. Nice on the cards. I have a Reggie Wright's rookie. Oh man, that'd be awesome to have that Reggie White rookie card. I've got some of his college cards, but I've still not got any NFL cards. I love Reggie White, as you can see right there in the background. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a huge investment. I'm honestly probably gonna call like insurance company honestly and get it like taken care of. Yeah, I put a whole lot of time and effort in this. I can't wait to show it. When I get off here, I've actually got a few more things to hang. So
I was actually sitting
message here. Thanks, man. Yeah, as soon as I hop off here, I'll write your address down. I'll put this stuff in a little envelope or whatever and get it to you. Still at 30 viewers, man. I mean, it's holding strong.
Y'all know. But no, I was sitting there earlier I was trying to count how much, like all the stuff that I have in here. I was trying to count how much money I've actually spent on this stuff.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. Like, I really want to bring there's like one corner in here where I've still got like a little toolbox, and I'm really wanting to like just go ahead and put a shed outside. That way I can like kind of bring the wardrobe in here too a little bit.
Yeah.
What part of Tennessee do you live? It's called Cofield. Probably never heard of that place. Graduated with like 40 people. But it's about 20 minutes from Oak Ridge, if you're familiar with Oak. Favorite Tennessee player of all time? That's impossible to answer. The easy one would be, to say Peyton. I'm going to go Reggie White.
See, I'll go with.
I'll ever. Go ahead.
I know on the one of those videos I made the other day, man. Like, I know Hendon Hooker's probably the popular answer, which I mean he's definitely going to go down as one of my favorites of all time. But probably for me growing up, man, I don't know what it is, but Casey Clausen's probably my favorite player of all time because I was about, like I said, my papa had season tickets for 34 years, and I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and that was in like 02 or 01, 02. Casey Clausen was just the guy that I looked up to growing up, so probably Casey Clausen for me.
Yeah, I love the Iceman, dude. He gets a lot of hate, but man, he was money on the road.
Well, I mean, he came in after Peyton and T, so I mean, he had a lot of boot to fill. So
yeah, I mean, I like Casey, man. As far as somebody said Peerless Price. That's an awesome pick. That's Ryan. Yeah, that's an awesome pick because, in my opinion, Peerless don't get enough credit either. Have you seen that video of him when we beat Alabama, like jumping up on the table and stuff?
What was it?
Peerless, like when we beat Alabama, he was like jumping up on his table at home, just like going crazy.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Peerless is one of those guys, man. I was born in 97, so I mean, I was a year or two old, but Peerless is one of those guys, man. I feel like he doesn't get talked about enough, but he definitely one of the greats in my opinion.
Yeah, he's like T. Martin. I mean, in my opinion, T deserves a lot of credit, man. For winning the Natty. I mean, nobody really wants to talk about T.
Yeah.
Al Wilson would be another one of mine that is just,
Probably.
Up there in the top, man. As far as recently on defense, I mean, Derek Barnett. I love Derek Barnett. I was a huge Kurt Magid fan. I was a huge A.J. Johnson fan. He got completely screwed. Travis Henry, let me flip this camera for you, Ryan.
See, I was going to say, you were talking about A.J. Johnson and Kirk Magid, man. I used to really like Jalen Reeves-Maben, too. He was also one of my other favorite defensive players.
So did you say Jalen Reeves-Maben?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved him too. He was actually with Detroit, and I really thought he was going to be. I think he stayed hurt, but he was one of my favorites. Do you see that, Ryan? Just popped in to say, God bless the Tennessee Volunteers. That's right. Brittany Jackson, I've got her autograph on a Ron Slade jersey. Believe it or not, I was a huge Brittany Jackson fan. I like the Lady Vols, nowhere near like I do anything else, but I like to keep up with them. Pat Sumner, that same.
Did I?
Day. What's up, Timberwolf? Cam Sutton, yes, Cam Sutton was awesome.
I showed you that, didn't I? Where that guy.
Yeah. I think on Snapchat.
I thought that was pretty neat.
I'll answer this question like this: did Tim Tebow ever do anything relevant in the NFL? I got a jersey signed by Cam. That's awesome. Yeah. Cam Sutton was very, very good. I think he's also underrated. I like Todd Kelly Jr. a lot. I was a big Todd Kelly Jr. fan. I mean, obviously his dad was something as well, but I don't remember him.
I've actually got a hat somewhere signed by Todd Kelly Jr. and then Daniel Helm whenever he played tight end at Tennessee, and I think Evan Berry. It was either Elliott or Evan, one of the two. It was whenever Butch was still there. I went down to Gate 21, me and a few buddies, and got it signed. That was pretty cool. Dude, that night, Josh Jobs came out of the tunnel, and when I tell you it was like the biggest swarm of people I've ever seen in my life go around one person, that's the God's honest truth.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with these.
No, you're good.
Eric Berry, Chrome Mini Football. All right, I'll show you something here in a second. How do you feel about Alex Golish? I don't think it really hurts us that much. We obviously have to find a tight end coach, but not super worried. I mean, Josh Heupel, it's his offense. He helps with the scheme. I will say, in the Clemson game, you could see just a little bit of lag at first. I'm sure there's a lot of getting used to, not having him up there. Jason Witten. I love Jason Witten. And believe it or not, there was actually an article out the other day, and apparently he accepted a big Texas high school coaching job, but I don't know how true the article was, but they say that there is interest there for a tight end coach, and God, I'd be rock hard if that happened.
Well, I kind of think Joey Halsey, man, I think with him being with Coach Hite for, 15 years or so?
Yeah.
I think he's a good fit. I think I like pulling him out of the staff better than going and finding somebody else, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do too. I think it is. I think it's very good for the program to promote, in house.
Yeah. But
let's see.
But
Who was it to ask about the? That's a lot of scrolling, man. We've had a lot of comments since then. But yeah, that was the Eric Berry jersey. I'm actually waiting on the frame to come in to put it in.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna go take my medicine. It's that time again, dude. I'm gonna try to get some rest. But other than that, if you want to try and do it again Friday, we'll do it.
All right, man. Yeah, we'll try. We'll shoot for either Friday or Saturday, and see what we can come up with. But Yeah, man, we're still going strong, but I'm gonna hop off here as well. Get us 14,000 likes real fast,
Right
and
there.
we're
Well,
gonna say goodbye. Boom, hit it. All right, thank y'all, and yeah, be looking for us. Next couple of days, we'll definitely hop on. Oh well, hey, thanks, Diesel. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, this is only our ninth one, so we're still learning, but we appreciate it very much.
sounds good, man. Well,
All
just
right, man. I'll holler at you, and I love you more. Um, and yeah, man, I'll holler at you. I said it. I'll be back. Thanks, man. See y'all.
see you, buddy.
See you, man.